nobody cares that you went to school. They do not care. They were actually harder on me because, since I went to school, I should know these things. These are 3 things that I wish I knew before I started music production. It has been almost 10 years since I started my career as an audio engineer. I have learned a lot, from doing load-ins and load-outs from Sunday worship, to running front of houses and monitor mixes for mega churches, to also being a government contractor doing AV. So I sit here wondering, if I could start over, how would I? So for the first thing that I wish I knew before starting my career is that nobody cares that you went to school. And I'm sure there's a few people that care, but from the people that I worked with, they do not care. One of the questions may be, do you need to go to school to be an audio engineer? And the answer is no, it's not required and it's not necessary. It's good experience. I went to a trade school in Rockville. It was a year-long program. I got my certificate in audio engineering for film and television. Within the first month of school, I learned how to run an analog console, the API, and recorded my first band, which was very cool because it was fast-paced. We didn't do a lot of that stuff that you get at a degree program where you have to learn history, English, art, and the last year or 2 is your actual focus of the program. But having worked with seasoned professionals on these gigs like Sunday worship, doing load in to load out at 6 o'clock in the morning, or government contract work, those guys really didn't seem to care. Back in their day, I mean, not like 50, 60 years ago, but like literally 10, 20 years ago, they didn't have a program in school like this. One thing I realized is that they were actually harder on me because, since I went to school, I should know these things. It's just this whole thing of like school versus no school, experience versus no experience type of thing. So the school I went to, like I said, it was a year-long course. It's very, very fast-paced. Within the first month, learning how to record, learning how to run analog tape, learning how to do all that stuff. So that was fun. Where the school excelled in, from my experience, was studio life, because there was within that studio there was 3 separate studio rooms: Studio A, B, and C. I forgot what the order was. So one studio room had the API, which is the analog. The other studio room had the SSL. Then the third room, which was the biggest room, had the Neve console. I also had a live sound course, but you really couldn't replicate like the real world situation. Live sound is a totally different beast. Like doing these gigs at these churches and everything, things pop up on the fly. Can I get an extra mic? Can I get this? Or you have your rundown for that day and then nothing goes that way. Learning how to run cables, the antennas, the racks, and everything. You really learn your signal flow. You really have to know your signal flow. And in the school setting, the live sound part, you're basically rehearsing the situation. So it's like you can't really prepare for everything, which is life. Studio life is more so the same, depending on what you're doing. But typically, you're gonna have someone that you probably link up with or whatever. Say, hey, here's the MP3. They're gonna send it to you. You can listen to it, lay down a track, throw some auto-tune on or whatever. Because everything is set in place, most likely. You have your templates already. You're comfortable. You have your speakers, your monitors tuned to your frequency that you like and everything. It's comfortable. You just open up your FL Studios, whatever, load up your template, your vocal chain is all there, and you're good to go. The live sound isn't like that. It's really on the fly and anything could go. But I have learned the most by doing live sound gigs. So I feel like I got a very basic understanding. I still don't even know a lot. I say that humbly. I'm always learning, but I learned a lot from just getting work for myself and just learning through mistakes, getting chewed out, getting embarrassed and everything on these gigs. Then I feel like I learned more that way than I did at the school. Okay, so the second thing that I wish I knew before I started my career, music theory is important. Music theory is very, very important. So I'm a drummer. I've been drumming for over 15 years. So rhythm comes very naturally to me. But I know that my music production skills are slowed down or halted or whatever it is, whatever the word is, because I'm not that proficient on guitar or piano. Because the building blocks for a good song is song structure, chord progressions, and everything. Like, it doesn't really matter what you say, sing, rap on a beat or song, whatever, but what people remember is the chord progression. The nursery rhymes that we learned growing up, they follow a certain set of chord progressions and we remember them. There's something to it, just be able to hum a melody or whatever and be able to translate that, to the piano, to the guitar, and I wish I could have that skill. I wish I would focus more on that. So the third thing that I wish I knew before starting my music production career, I would focus on songwriting and composition more. Lauren, I don't know everything and we're still learning, but we just want to be able to help people at any stage of their life to learn how to praise and worship God and use the gifts that God has given them. Music production is a broad term and means a lot of things to a lot of different people. One part of music production is learning how to create melodies, chord progression, chord structures, and all that. If you struggle with that like me, because Lord knows I am not no Mozart or anything like that, I have come across an awesome tool that has helped me and made my life easier and sped up the whole process. Click this video right here to check it out, and I'll see you there.